Tome of Strahd, really, the prequel to Curse of Strahd, and we're here after a long break. And just a quick recap for those of you tuning in for the first time: we are currently in Castle Ravenloft, celebrating the moment of Barovia is once again in a peaceful situation, peaceful treaties, and the Lady Tatiana is now the Baronessa of this part of the continent. In celebrations, they opened their doors to everyone who aided them in this conquest and all the nobles of Barovia, and the party went quite fun and smoothly. Clifford finally made a new friend, a bit underage for him, but nonetheless, a friend. Erland
Fair, fair.
um, tried to bodyguard, but he saw trouble and decided to say, not doing this. Lucia enjoyed the party with Arthas, and we had. Who am I missing? Oh, yes, Dorsch. Sneaking around. So that's pretty much a really quick recap. If you've missed the episode, go ahead and go watch it and come back to this one. In the meantime, we're gonna go through our usual introductions. Take it away, guys.
Where are we? What are we doing current? As in, are we like we're on the map?
Yes, you are.
Where is our?
The way, do we introduce ourselves first before we proceed? Again? Don't.
Sure. Do your fun intros. That's always enjoyable. Starting from. Let's start from Lucia.
Hello, Lucy Grissalor. I'm a posh elf with a doctor and currently minding her business in the feast, doing wine, exquisite wine, and she has her bow strapped behind her just in case. You never know what can happen.
All right, Clifford.
I'm Owen. I play Clifford the Mage, who, as Don said, maybe he should stop talking to children, or just not be friends with them, or just ignore children completely. He's become a thorn in Strahd's side at this point.
Erland.
Hi, I'm playing Erland, the Witcher of the group. He is kind of conflicted because he spent so much time, chilling these past few years that now he's kind of having fun with all of the chaos, but it's a bit not really sure if it's a good thing or not. Yeah.
Arthas.
Hi everyone, I'm Ethan. I'm playing as Arthas, the youngest human in the group, who is also the craftsman and who just moved recently not recently, like a while, to Barovia to set up his new shop. And now he's seriously doubting that that was a good choice after what Strahd just did. So yeah, conflicting thoughts.
And Dorsch.
Hi, I'm Paul. I'm playing Dodge Tal, the dwarven criminal who is being caught sneaking around.
And I am your dungeon master, game master, or storyteller, however you wish to choose to call me, Don, and I am the one running Tome of Strahd in the Witcher format. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and put that on. Alright, so lastly we left off, we had Strahd, who was gifted a very special historic dagger as a commemoration for him being able to aid Tatiana in conquesting over Barovia. However, while everyone was being escorted back to their carriages, an incident happened where Tatiana lets out a shrieking scream as everyone turns to look, seeing Strahd embeds the dagger into the general's chest, executing him post party. Everyone is still kind of asked to be escorted out of the building. Guards at this point have taken posts. However, Strahd has requested to keep you five back to explain himself, saying that he needs your aid. Apart from you five, there's also a young individual who is asked to wait at the entrance of the building while he has matters to discuss. Lady Tatiana, horrified by the sight of what just happened, has decided to excuse herself and go to her chambers. Strahd goes to accompany her. In the meantime, leaving you five a moment alone. I'd just like to give a bit of moment for roleplay here until Strahd comes back.
Before that,
Yes, of course.
can I like roll maybe human perception to see like the room, to get the feeling of the room and of Strahd and
You can
what
definitely do
happened?
that.
Sass, is the dead body still there?
Yes.
Is it currently guarded, or can we rifle through its pockets?
You can write it through. So, with a
Still
17,
there.
reading the room, people are under shock. The guards, while doing their duty, you could see that they have an expression of concern. This could declare another civil war. You know, and it's kind of on everyone's thoughts. No one says it, but everyone's thinking it. Strahd, on the other hand, shows no remorse for what he has done.
Okay.
Let's hope he has a good reason for all this.
Well, I suppose he's had plenty of good reasons in the past. Maybe when he's back down, he'll explain himself, as he said. And we might get to what drove him to do that.
Verda.
It's
Yeah.
You hear Arthas cursing. Verda.
Okay, let's see what we have here. I want to look at the body.
Alright?
Do I need to do anything? Can I just walk up to the body?
You can just walk up to the body. What do you exactly do? Like, do you actually rummage through the corpse?
So no, I'm not rifling the pockets for stuff. I'm mostly examining the wound to make sure that that is what killed him. See if there's anything weird about the body, just to make sure that everything is as it seems.
Dead man with a with a wound in his throat.
if you need a hand, Clifford,
Mhm.
just let me know. Lucy just comes behind him.
So I need
Feel
you
free.
to roll me a. You have two choices: either first aid or deduction.
Well, most probably deduction. Let me see how my first aid is. Can't find my first aid.
I believe it's under
First aid is under craft.
craft. Yeah.
Oh no, that's 0. So in that case, yeah, let's go with where did it go? Deduction. There we go. 14.
With a 14, yes, the lethal blow was the dagger, ironically, straight through the heart, not a centimeter off.
Hmm. Huh. Very, very precise attack. Definitely deliberate. Lucia, can you figure something out?
Well,
Anyone want anything from the pockets while we're at it? I glance at the guards to see if they're paying any mind to us checking the body.
They're kind of side eyeing you, but they stand still. They don't, they're not bothered by it.
Dawn, how long has it been since we were last, like, basically last chapter? Like, how many years have passed?
I think we did say about 2 or 3.
Okay, I'm gonna make a quick courage roll, if that's alright. To see if I can keep my luncheon. Okay, I got that 10 there, so...
You're fine. You're all good.
You're good.
1924. Yep. Yeah, so... There's a moment where Arthas kind of starts to kind of pale a little bit, because, I mean, he hasn't seen a dead body in a while. But he manages to compose himself, take a small breath. Well, I guess that... Oh boy, what does Strahd now want to do for us? This is gonna go well.
keep it down. Arfis, no need dirtying the place.
My apologies for her death. Well, I suppose seeing a dead body of yours every day. Apologies, since we're going to be potentially going to civil war soon. This fantastic. Get.
Well, you are a craftsman, so war does bring some business your way, does it not?
Well, if there's dead people, there won't be any business.
That people is my business, and you supply the means of making them.
He doesn't. He just considers for a moment to rebuttal that, but he just stays silent. He's and they're also everyone. He's like in sort of finish, like again not sure finish clothes, but he's got at least a mace. A mace is on by his side, just in case. Doesn't have a halberd.
The younger gentleman at the entrance, you can, in the silence moments, you can just hear him pacing back and forth and kind of muttering to himself. The pacing is echoing through the hall. However, he doesn't approach you, no matter how noisy you are. He stays within his little zone.
What does he look like? What is he wearing?
He, as you take a glimpse from round the corner from where you stand, he's wearing a very thick coat, brown, this kind of mucky brown in color. He's got this elegant hat with a feather on its side. He has a neatly trimmed goatee round the edges of his features. He looks like he's in his early 30s. Human. Nothing special seems to be about him. However, he does...
Does he look like...
Sorry.
Sorry?
He does keep his body language kind of is like very straight, like it sticks up his ass, you know, his hands behind his back, kind of, you know, very fast pacing for such a stature, you know, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Does he look like he's ever been in battle, or
No.
because you're saying he's no?
If
Just like
if you knew any better, he's just as scratchless as a bard.
Okay,
Does he look familiar?
it's too quiet for a bard.
Give me a history check.
History. Or education.
Education, yeah. Sorry.
So that would be plus 12 to whatever I'm rolling. 14.
With a 14, you've seen him about, Arthas, yourself. He's kind of hopped from town to town here in Barovia. He's very discreet about his business. You know for sure that he is quite proficient in alchemy.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I'm going. I'll sort of step over to him since I want to get away from the body as far as I can. This is a different room. See him kind of pacing around. Troubled based on your pacing.
Ah, yes. Stradovich seems to have lost his mind.
Looks like you're not the only one who believes that. Join the club.
What club is that? Sorry.
Oh, the club of Strahd going insane.
Ah, humor. Sorry, I don't do well with that.
Ah, no worries.
I,
No worries. Right now, I
prefer
doubt.
plain conversation.
No worries, and
And
you're here for.
you are?
Apologies, Arthas. I'm a craftsman from around here. Gives him his hand.
Pleased to meet you. Well, you can call me Van Richten.
Oh,
Van Richten. You're not from around here, I imagine.
Originally, no.
Oh. Mm-mm.
I'm not even
Originally?
from these lands at all.
You took a boat then to arrive?
Yes, far west.
I see. Well, I guess welcome to now the lands of Barovia at the moment. Troubled times as we are right now after what Strahd did.
I was invited over, and this is not kind of the party I was expecting. To be fair, I don't do well with socializing. However, I thought why not? Show face. Mark present.
You're thinking of settling down nearby?
Not really. I was just passing by and I'm looking for specifics for research. I was told these components can only be found here in Barovia.
Kind of eyes him a little bit, gives him a bit of a nod. Kind of determine, like, is he a bit? Because he sounds off. Like Arthur thinks like this is an odd man.
Give me a human perception. Go for it.
Yeah. Let's roll a blue die. So human perception. All right, that's gonna be +8. Come on. Nice. 17.
17. You would notice that he has this weird mannerism. You're correct. He doesn't really look you in the eye. He has difficulty doing this.
Okay.
He seems a bit off. But in the sense of, not that he's withholding anything, he's just very uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, not a social
talking.
person.
Exactly. Talking.
Yeah, it's like maybe he's someone not. Okay, he kind of gives Peach kind of gives him up. Well, as long as you drank and ate well. But what are you? You should be fine. But what? Why are you staying here? Were you told to stay at the entrance?
I was requested, yes, for some whatever reason. I'm not quite sure. I guess I must wait.
And you said you were a scholar? I mean, you seem like an alchemist by the looks of it, which, mind you, we go in the same trade in that case. Well, you're an alchemist, I'm a craftsman.
They're not the same.
No, the same line of profession, just different in what we work in.
And what do you do?
I'm a woodcarver.
Right. So, not the same at all. I deal with equations and different materials and, well, potions and flasks and herbs and what have you. And very different. The only thing that might be the same is that they might come from the earth, whatever substance. Well, you do wood craftsmanship and metals, I would imagine. I deal with
Alchemy
herbs
with
and so
herbs, flora. You make potions of sorts or medical items.
yes, but it's the equivalent of saying that the two brothers are always the same because they come from the same mother. They're not.
You kind of give the chuckle to that.
Lucia just like being elf and like hearing the conversation slightly mattering of alchemy and so forth, like starts like heading towards the lot and like nearing the end of your current conversation just puts her hand on Arvis's shoulder and just speaks to the gentleman. So we got a fellow alchemist here.
Yes. Apologies. Were we speaking too loud? I did not mean to bother.
No. It's just it's intriguing. You don't really find a lot of those, I suppose. We are few in our craft, you could say.
Our craft.
Yes, I'm also a slight. I'm primarily a doctor, but I do have some put my hand in alchemy as well.
Ah. Uh, physicists? Is that?
Primarily physicist, but
Ah, so
yes, I do have make potions of sorts of needs with the
do you?
fellow companions. Yes.
How interesting. How interesting indeed.
And I couldn't but like hear that you are looking for certain unique I mean with them unique ingredients from this land.
Mm-hmm.
If I may pray tell what these might be that you're in search for, maybe, we could be of assistance.
I am quite intrigued with the composition of the wine here, to be honest with you. You see, alchemy merely requires one extra step sometimes just to find the right minerals to make the right potion. And to be honest with you, from my expertise, the wine has something interesting to it, and I can't quite match the same potency. You see, the alcohol in the wine tends to increase one's dosage of potency, and when that's done, it also means that you can get drunk quicker. Now, grabbing that same component and putting into different potions and such means that you require less consumption of the potion, but still gain the same effect of a full potion. Let us take, for example, what is it called? The healing one. The witchers use it a lot.
Swallow.
Correct. Yes. Thank you very. Oh. Thank you very much. Yes, swallow. Now, a full bottle of swallow will help the Witcher anatomy to heal himself faster. However, with this component from the wine itself will mean that he would need to drink maybe 1/3 of it only and still get the full effect of a full healing swallow potion. I'm rambling, sorry. I get excited about this.
Go on. This seems quite interesting. It isn't.
Yes, indeed. However, unfortunately, the people of The winery do not wish to discuss these matters, so I am kind of hopping from town to town in order to find different variations of the wine to be able to see if I can extract it on its own from the wine itself by having different compositions of wines from different years and get it and see if I can implement my theory into different potions. It's a very complicated. I have a full wall
Well,
with graphs and designs and academic mathematics to get it done. Uh,
like, like I said, if you, I'm, well, not just me, but most probably we here as the five of us, you will most probably be able to find expertise in us in different areas, some of them which might be quite useful to for your endeavors with regards to
uh,
helping in distilling
as
and even
I
manufacturing.
was telling your companion, I do not do well with social interaction. Simply put, I like to work alone. However, I will keep in mind that should I need your services, I will definitely make a post and ask for
Lucia,
Lucia. Right. And he kind of, from inside his brown jacket, hands out a notebook and this, the graphite, and quickly writes your name down.
uh, as Lucia just says her name, she just extends her hand out when she says her name, like
He grabs it and he shakes it. Right.
well, we might also be of assistance on your most probably your social front,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that we might be more sociable than you, and we might aid you get information you might need, which might help you in your endeavors. As getting this ingredient for the potions will surely help all of us.
I, I will definitely ponder on the offer. Um, yes, you make a very valid point. My parlay skills, not the best, unfortunately. I've always been a bit odd, mother would say. But
Ah, don't
it's
worry.
gotten me far. I think I'm quite a successful doctor in my respect of my craft. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Well, we each have our own oddities, don't we? So it's good to embrace them.
Very true case on that.
I must say, as he kind of looks over your shoulders, like, I was wondering maybe your Witcher would be very forward in describing perhaps the trial of the grasses and mostly what the the alchemy part and of the mutation consists of. I've always been interested. However, they say that they've discontinued such practices. So
Lucia just turns around to Erland and just like extends her arm. Maybe let him join the conversation.
Erland will take a step forward, come closer so he doesn't have to shout in the guy's face, and we'll do a check, I guess, to remember about it, because I personally don't know.
Both of you, you might not even know it because not many people share Child of the Grass as the Witchers. I think outside like the higher echelons.
you could draw me a Witcher training for that.
Okay, yes, that will help. 22.
Sweet. All right. So in relation to the trial of the grasses, you do remember the training, the extensive, horrific procedures that went on you. However, when it comes to, and you remember it in detail, right? Remind me, in your past, how well did you succeed the trials? You did fairly okay, I think, right?
Yes, I can bring it up. Up. Yes, he did quite well.
All right. So you're okay. It's not the fondest of memories you have, but at the same time,
Mm.
it's kind of a past you have to accept. Those memories are pretty fresh in your mind. However, details of the alchemy was never revealed to any, yes, to any of the witchers,
Mm.
s- except for maybe your, superior would have access to that knowledge until he passes it on to the next in line, so to speak, within your school. So unfortunately, the components within them, you're not sure what it entails. You can describe the sick feelings you used to have in order for each mutation to happen. Strength, the eyes, each one had a different potion to it, which always caused you fever, diarrhea, and puking. So it's like you had gastric times 10, if you will, when you had these potions. So
Okay. With that knowledge, Erland will pipe up and say, "Well, I don't really like remembering talking about it that much. I'm sure you've heard that it's not a pleasant experience. However, I can tell you a lot about the side effects, a lot of bodily fluids coming out from both ends, and pain, and more bodily fluids, and a bit more pain, and more bodily fluids, unfortunately. But apart from that, the alchemy side, it's a well-guarded secret. I'm guessing for this particular reason, so that I wouldn't share it with other people. Why do you ask?
merely curious, just for science sake. However, I do have a follow-up question in that case. How were you able to keep yourself hydrated properly if such body fluids had left you?
Well, uh, when it comes from one end and it's brown and the other end is yellow, the yellow is okay to drink.
Ah, yes, I've heard of such survival skills. Fascinating, intriguing.
Mm.
Uh, well, thank you. It was quite insightful for a moment, I guess, but not quite what I was hoping for. But I understand. Yes, such things are better left in the dark and never unsurfaced. Uh, but
Let's just
thank
say you
you.
wouldn't want to go through it.
No, you make it sound like it's not even as something you want to talk about. So I understand. Thank you, Lucia, for introducing us. Thank you, Witcher, for making time for me. I do feel like I need some fresh air, if you don't mind. If Mr. Stradovich it does come, just tell him I've stepped out for fresh air. I would just be between the guards there. Thank you.
Lucia
Do you
just,
think he's got a soft stomach?
I- as she's going out, Lucia just waves behind him.
In the meantime, so that was an interesting character.
Mm.
I have something in my head, but I won't mention it as outside of the recording.
Has Dorsh made his way to the body yet?
No, I'm going to play myself behaved.
If he doesn't do it, I will.
You're right next to
I
the
need
body.
I need to know if there's anything important. I'm gonna essentially strip him out completely.
All right. You shuffle through his armor, his belongings. Um, you find that he is carrying a pouch of 25 gold coins.
Okay.
And at first you don't realize his on person he has nothing that is out of the ordinary. He's wearing his armor, he has his swords attached, so nothing out of the ordinary. You find the invite to Strahd's little party. However, as you kind of shuffle the coins into your own pouch, right?
I wasn't going to steal his money, to be
Oh,
fair.
no?
I will open the pouch and go through it. I wasn't going to take the money for myself.
Okay, you do feel that there is another something other than coin inside the money pouch.
Right. I will look through it. Yeah, as I said, I want to go through the pouch at least.
A very thin cut paper, piece of parchment, with an order written to try to execute Lady Tatiana.
Oh. Okay. I will pocket that slip of paper, but put everything back exactly where it was.
Very good.
Let me write that down, or I will forget.
You hear footsteps coming from above as Strahd makes his way down the stairs. Trundling down, apologies for keeping you waiting, gentlemen and lady. However, I just wanted to make sure that the incident would not keep my wife up at night. She's still obviously distorted from what happened. I need to explain myself because perhaps the only thing you have seen is me end this man's life. However,
Right.
the truth of the matter is that he was about to pull a hidden dagger onto Lady Tatiana, which is this one. And he kind of hands out a very thin stiletto blade.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore my only choice was to defend her. Unfortunately, my reflexes took the better of me and killed him. It would have been more useful to keep him and question him. Alas,
Mm-hmm.
what is done is done. We just need to damage control now.
Can I make a bullshit check?
Go for it. Human perception it is.
I mean, whether I think or not, I mean, Arvid already has some intentions, but I'm gonna make the roll to see if Arvis could even get a read on Strahd. 16.
16. His demeanor is very, as usual, very like this, very self-composed individual, and he sounds very matter-of-factly. The only concern, I guess, not for you, I don't know if Owen's character has shared any of the information that he found.
Not yet. I was going to mention it shortly.
Yeah, this seems a bit too good to be true
Too
that
good
he
to be-
has the so-called assassin
Not,
weapon
yeah,
and
and also
not found on person. But again, you don't know this.
I know, but Arthur's also, this is Arthur's speculation is because he came from Nilfgaard, a growing empire that's very well known to using spies and bullshitry. Especially he got hit hard with that, so he's looking at this all as on speculation, but he's not going to say anything as of right now until whatever Strahd continues, basically until Strahd stops giving his point. So he's just going to keep him. So he'll let Strahd continue for now until he brings up his point.
Anything else from anyone?
But my lord, I do get your point, but a couple of questions, if you may. I did find something on the body which would indicate what you are saying is truthful, but just just to try and help out, maybe not letting the rest of the guests leave before divulging the reason you killed a man in the middle of a party might not look too good in your favor. You were defending your lady's honor, after all, were you not?
I was.
Therefore, you are not doing anything wrong.
You're
Then
right,
again,
I wasn't doing anything
hindsight.
wrong.
Yes. Anyway, here you go. I hand him the paper.
He rolls it up. Would any of you be able to cross-reference the handwriting to a couple of documents that I own? The signed treaties of, giving loyalty to Tatiana, and perhaps see if they match any of the handwritings.
Depends what we would need to roll for it.
Well, most probably one of us will be able to decipher something. So if you can show us the documents, we can have a look and
Definitely. If
get
you
to the end of this.
will you please follow me?
Do I leave the body here, sir?
Yes, I will deal with that shortly.
For information's sake, I've got forgery of 3, so I don't know if that will help.
That will help a lot.
Okay.
So you enter what is clearly a dining room table. However, instead of cutlery and food or anything of the sort, it is completely covered with multiple of scrolls, parchment. There is an inkwell with a quill in it. There is wax with the sigil of Strahd's raven. And then you have the sigil of Tatiana right adjacent to it, and it's pretty much like a dining room turned into an office at this point. He apologizes for the mess. This was supposed to be cleared out before anyone came, but he didn't have time, he says. However, I guess this would be the opportune moment to start going through this and start matching it with this handwriting as he kind of lays out the little strip of parchment and uses 2 candles to put it as weights to keep it from rolling back. He grabs a handful of parchments from one side, stretches his arm out to the nearest individual to take. And he kind of starts doing this to everyone. He grabs a couple of more and kind of starts handing them out to each of one of you.
I pull one. I take one of him.
Yeah. What do you need? What checks do we need to do to compare?
So you can either do forgery, or you can use deduction, or investigation. Those are your 3 that you could use.
We don't have investigation, I think. The deduction is basically investigation.
Yeah.
Each one, depending on what you choose from between the 2, you have different difficulties.
Okay.
Whew. I'll do craft. I'll do craft under forge. I'll do forgery because I have a higher because of craft.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what did
16. 16.
All right. So, with forgery 16, you do find very similar handwritings from two different lords. One is the Burgermeister of Villaki, and the other one is one from the town of Barovia. However, we have Erland, who actually found one that is too canny to even pass by. The way the strokes are, the way the R's are rounded, and all this, it seems too identical to pass on. And this is coming directly from the Witcher that was your master, your teacher. And in front of you, you see the documentation that he signed off that the School of the Bear will come to aid at Tatiana's calling should the need arise. And he signed it off that he is pledging the school and the Witchers within the school for any services that the Baronessa needs.
Okay. The Witcher will not share this information.
What did the little paper say again, just to confirm? Or we don't know?
So the paper itself would have had the words assassination on Tatiana's life at the party in Ravenloft.
So just a kill order, nothing else.
Yeah.
Alright, gotcha. Alright. I don't know. Arvid doesn't know, just out of character, I forgot what was on it.
So in the meantime, Dorsch and Ethan's character,
Arvis.
Arvis, are the ones that have the very close kind of. There's a bit of letters that don't seem the same, but you have very close kind of writings. Just to identify who has which, we have Dorch has the one from the village of Barovia, and you have the one that is from Villaki, the Baron.
Remind me, the village is where she's originally come from, right?
No, this is a very small village at the far east of Barovia.
Okay. Okay. I'll walk up to Strahd and I will point out to him where I think there are the similarities.
Okay.
So like, my lord, if you look here, you can see that the squirrels are the same as your note, but there are differences here and here and here.
I also have some similarities here from the Burgermeister of Lucky.
Shit. Really?
There are similarities, but they're not too accurate, though.
Either.
Mm.
You would think they were trying to, on purposely, miswrite so we won't be able to detect who wrote them, you think?
Can I take a note for that?
Yeah.
As an actual note of assassination to see
Yeah.
has this been scripted normally or is it scripted like falsely, so to speak?
So give me a deduction check in that case.
Okay.
What was the Lord's name again who died? Lord
Um,
Silver or what was Dom? What was the Lord's name again? Out of character.
The one who got murdered
Died.
outside.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Ah, bear with me a moment. I'll be with you shortly on that one. So basic notes.
Apologies.
So no, it's okay. Oh, fuck's sake. So. So. Oh, come on. Apologies. So, no.
Lord.
So you try to pickpocket that, and the you know how paper has that kind of like sound?
Crunchy.
Yeah,
Essentially.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
crunchiness of it, like it immediately attracted Strahd looking at you like, what are you doing?
I just I like the handwriting of this one. Thought I would try to imitate it.
Ah, give me a deception check. Deception.
I will imitate it by crumpling this piece of paper.
I was trying to come across that I keep it for later, but that's even worse.
This time you're trying to do origami or something.
That would have been better.
No, because no one knows what origami even is.
So
I rolled a -1.
that was. Oh, good lord.
Humble.
So let's get things in order. So the name is Savid, because it was never introduced to you guys before, I believe. So
Ah,
you have
was Savid.
Savid. In relation to Dorsh, you try to see if the handwriting was purposely sabotaged in the writing. However, you realize that the fluency of the writing on the parchment, the little strip, it's too fluent for someone to purposely sabotage. So it's not like block letters and trying to kind of deceive. So, yeah,
It's fluent script. You
it's
can
fluent
I can
script.
plainly
So
see his
someone wrote it in a
handwriting.
rush and a hurry.
Okay.
In relation to The Witcher, Strahd does not believe you one bit. He's like, those papers need to stay in this room. I do not care as to why you were trying to take it. I just ask you, please, what is in this room stays in this room, both verbatim and, most importantly, physically.
So no fire spells in this room. Okay, got it.
Oh, hell no. Mage, compose yourself.
Look,
Erling
these
gets
all
a
look
pot.
the same to me. I can't find anything.
My lord, could you provide the dagger that you said was the assassin's dagger? I want to check the design on it.
He, from the back of the belt, he unsheaths it and he gives it to you.
He will take it. I'm gonna look at it. Basically, I'm just looking at the design to see how it is. You know how well crafted it is. Is it like a very well crafted blade? Is it maybe something that you could buy off like from a set from like a shop like in the middle of like Bumtown nowhere?
What you hold in your hand is an ancient weapon. Very, very well crafted. You have actual rubies embedded into the hilt, and the craftsmanship of the metal, the design of the dragon kind of swirling around, and the blade itself is one of master craftsmanship. Not something that anyone can just kind of forge, in mass production. This is specifically done.
He's going to kind of give a nod at it. Right. Could I check the documents that you had from Sir Salad? That's okay. All the documents he maybe provided to you.
I believe I handed that pile to Lucia.
Lucia, may I take a look at them if that's not an issue?
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to inspect them. Was there at any point in those documents written down that this Gagger was given a tribute to Strahd, perchance?
So, give me a investigation check.
Deduction.
Because
Yep.
deductions. Sorry. So basically, from the way the script is written, from just reading it word by word, there is mention of contribution. What and how wasn't specific.
17.
With a 17, there you realize that the clauses written on the parchment leaves leeway for such contribution to be anything, even if it's a one-time thing. You notice. So on legal matters, I guess one could say there is this kind of loophole. However, again, it's just speculation.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you, Lucia. Sorry for that. I just had to confirm information here in regards to what's the serve. Because, my apologies, my Lord Strahd. I am just finding this very difficult to compute information here.
Yes, unfortunately, we're not getting anywhere closer to finding out who might have done this. So,
may I ask Lady Tatiana on something, if you give permission, your lord?
that will have to wait for the morrow.
Very well then.
How has the lady taken it, if I may ask?
Well, having your life threatened, especially on such festive occasion, is a shock. So, not quite well. However, my main concern is if she sleeps too much on it, she might think as irrational as I do. She is usually the more level-headed amongst the two of us, so I'm hoping that will come to fruition yet again once daylight breaks.
And how's the boy?
The boy had been put to bed before all of the commotion, so he has not a clue.
Ah, good.
Why? Why?
Well, Sir Strahd, I don't know. These parchments here don't seem to lead to any concrete evidence. We might want to speak maybe to these two individuals, but doesn't seem to have much more of a lead from these.
It is two leads, though.
Yes, no. Apart from these two,
Would
but
we
it's
need
not
to
like
travel in that case?
My lord, could I ask, in regards to at least any of the local regions, particularly the Soilsos, Valad, and any of the others, were there any complaints outside of the usual? Any complaints, anything that in your realm you saw strange happenings, that there could be a rebellion in brewing?
No, we've We've given everyone what they asked for. We've asked very little of them, only to assist in the construction of this castle. Other than that, you've heard the man himself. He was actually quite pleased that we held our end of the deal where they maintained the law in the traditional sense. So no, I'm quite confused myself.
Maybe that is the problem, Lord. Maybe he taught you too soft, is the word, and thought of an easy way to take over.
My lord, I do not wish to ask an accusing question to you. However, since we are here to aid you in matters of investigation, I'd rather you be quite open with us and frank.
I
This is
have
no. There is no secret plot happening in regards to all this.
none whatsoever.
Are you sure?
Are you implying that we have not been honest?
The chances is there, yes.
And what makes you think that such might be true?
Paranoia? Paranoia? Previous history with the Lord? Dealings and recent dealings and events? The matter of the death? Do not forget, my lord, I came from from an area where betrayal is one that is very common. Spies among us is pretty normal. It runs in the unfortunate trade. So, my apologies for being, again, open. I do not want to accuse of any matters. But if there is such a thing, I'd rather that we all be open about the matter than keep our pockets hidden in order to do our services well.
I will tell you what. As he kind of leans forward on the table. I have someone that would be very interesting for all of you to meet. And also share my purposes as to why this individual is here. If you would just excuse me, but for a short moment, as he decides to start making his way around the room and exits.
Has Erlen spoken to the individual with whom the handwriting matches in the last 2-3 years? Maybe they visited the School of the Wood?
He actually spoke to you this evening during the party, if you remember. He was kind of enjoying himself too much to drink.
Yeah, but before like he's trying to remember.
Before that, so I'll tell you what, let's make this fair. And give me a... So, give me an educational check if you can.
Educational check. Ooh, not the best. 14.
With a 14, you do recall that, you know, winters have come, and you've obviously returned back. And you remember there was kind of talk about the treaty, but like nothing, you don't know that it was set in stone ever. It was more like, now we're like hirelings and these jokes running around. But you could tell it bothered him, the way he spoke about it from those moments. It's like he wanted to underline his frustration. But at the same time, since he found no opposition from your brotherhood, he never pushed it forward anymore. He didn't ride. He was expecting kind of, you would say, one to ride onto someone complaining with him, and then, but no, it was more like everyone's like, oh yeah, like it's extra gold, why not, you know, like, and secure job security, you know, and all this stuff. And he was like, yeah, sure. I mean, fair enough, you know. So then there was a whole, you know, because it's peace and better peace than not peace, but Underline, he wasn't too happy about the fact that he is dealing with a monster. You know? He has no problems with Tatiana per se, this much you know, but he's always had that kind of Strahd, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Thanks. Interesting. Hmm.
Strahd enters the room with this youngish individual, early 30s, this nice, well trimmed beard, um, very, you know, outlining his features, and his very pointy hat forward with the feather on the side, as he's noticed that he doesn't actually make eye contact much. Strahd immediately introduces him as this is Dr. Van Richten, and he will be assisting us. He is quite a renowned alchemist. I heard he's been running around Barovia lately, and initially I did not need his services. I just wanted to welcome him warmly to our humble home. However, now that he is here, and he kind of just slaps him one on the back, and you just kind of see him like just shake and stutter, we will be using his services from here on out. To your question, Arthas, he is here to concoct me a truth potion. He will be given my lab to do this in large quantities. Anything you need, Van Richten, I will assist you to make the quantities that require. Van Richten kind of, may I see the lab? Not yet. Not yet. You see, these are trusty companions of mine, I would say, and they are trusted individuals who are going to be assisting me with finding out the truth on the matters of as to why tonight's incident happened. And I would very much like to see if maybe collective brains, so to speak, can come up with something that we could think of that we might need your assistance for. He turns over to you again, Arthas, and he's like, does a truth potion satisfy you? Will it regain what trust you may be shaken on towards me?
He gives a look at. He gives kind of a squinting eye look to to Strahd. Gives him, and he's still staring at him. He doesn't say anything though.
You're not entirely satisfied, I see.
My apologies, my lord. The past brings back painful memories.
He kind of addresses the room. Anyone else feels the same way?
Not really. I'm
really,
getting
well.
paid for the job.
Well, we are getting paid, I suppose. And well, these potions will help for sure. That you're saying, as with regards to questioning, especially maybe these two individuals, it can help suss out any nefarious things related to the lady without any need to get Dorsch maybe involved.
Very well. For this evening, I would give you spare quarters. I do apologize, it is not exactly the cleanest area in the building. However, we will try to make you as comfortable as possible. The guards will fetch you shortly. I will bid you good night. He kind of tilts Van Richten towards the door and manhandles him. Now, come, I will show you the alchemy room. As they both exit.
Strahd, forgot. My apologies. Permission to maybe. Never mind. He's leading away. It's like, whatever, I won't ask him.
About that potion, is this something, from what he said, something new he's creating, or would we have kind of some knowledge about what it is?
The
What
existing thing, and he's just recreating.
Roll me alchemy.
Okay. $11.
With an 11, you only heard myths of such a potion. You know that your Witcher sign can pretty much do the same, however, people might resist it. So,
Yeah.
it is possible that it exists. It's a possibility that it's all BS, but you've heard myths about it. Lucia, in your case, you know that there's a specific strand of herb, when mixed, can actually make you say not exactly the truth. So this truth potion isn't exactly, it forces you to say anything but the truth. It will, but you will say what you know. Now, whatever you believe in. So, let's say, for example, you gave it to a kid who believes that fairies are real, and because the parents indoctrinated this kind of way of things, obviously the kid's gonna tell you, yes, fairies are true. I have seen them give me gifts, when it's actually the parents playing on the back. So this is how you know the strand of herb kind of works when ingested along with other chemical components.
I'll let the rest know of what could possibly be in play by Strahd. Whatever it is, it can still help as to uncover what people know, at least.
I wonder
not
if
the truth.
I wonder if his physiology would even count on that. But we will see.
At this point, Erlen walks over to the door and closes it, and he says, I wasn't exactly truthful back then. I did find the culprit.
Oh, really?
It's-
But you hid it so well.
I actually did like his handwriting, and he starts looking up to the corner. But that matter aside, my stealthy skills aside, he's a fellow Witcher.
Oh, interesting.
It's, the same one that attended this party. Yeah, I know he wasn't really happy to work for, well, a monster. But I'm not entirely sure why he wants to kill Tatiana instead.
Well,
And I don't think we should tell Strahd.
if you can't
Maybe not.
kill the monster, kill what the monster is fond of.
Well, yes, but
The good doctor there.
What? Sorry?
I would agree with a good doctor there.
My apologies for causing a scene with Strahd, but I'd rather have our employer at least be honest with us. Strahd tends to at least keep things hidden for sure.
Well, he'd have his reasons too, but
Mm.
I don't think his intentions would be to keep stuff related to Tatiana secret, or to uncover who might be endangering her. If it was regarding himself, most probably he'd have his reserves, but I suppose he's too fond of her to keep those hidden from people who he knows can for sure aid him in uncovering stuff.
I just don't understand the reasons of the Lord. Doesn't match his MO to just assassinate someone. Based on at least what we met with. The knight seemed to be more of the honorable type, but if he did have this note.
Yes, I mean, shouldn't the note clear that up for you? Do you think this was, set up?
Notes can be faked, found, planted with ease. Knowing Strahd's skills wouldn't even be a problem.
Why would he pick the Witcher, though?
And how would he copy his handwriting?
Why would you want to kill Lady Tatiana?
There are too many questions here.
That's the thing. That nothing makes sense here. There's no thorough line. That's why I confronted him on the matter.
Him noticing the peril the lady was in, very plausible, and most probably that's what happened. Him planting notes to get the lady killed.
If he planted it after the matter. After he killed him. I would say.
It could have been done.
Anytime could have been done.
It can be done anytime, but just the idea of him planting some such things, I wouldn't fathom him being able doing something else. So,
Then you haven't
him planting stuff, him plotting to have the lady killed.
Well, if he had done so, not that I believe he planted it himself, but if he had planted it himself, then the reason would be to start a war. You make the people think that they tried to kill Lady Tatiana, then you just retaliate.
A plot. It is a plot. A classic plot you would do in politics and war. So you start them. You start them by putting secrets. You put a little bit of rumors here, spark a good enough fire, and then you'll start a war just like that. And everyone will believe the story.
And I don't believe that's the case. Otherwise, he would have just immediately said in front of everyone, start stoking the fire as soon as it's done. But I don't know. I think it is possible he would do such a thing.
I will come up and say that there is definitely bias on my end, knowing my history.
If Strahd would have wanted to start a war now, why not take care of it years ago, when maybe the opposing forces would have been smaller?
Maybe to set a foothold first. He did not have a castle. He had just moved in.
A stronghold, or he sees that the Sir has been growing more. I mean, he is now the honor guard. Most of the guards are under that the dragon's temple, the dragon's control now.
Yeah.
There's again, this is mostly coming from history with the game. How does one attain ultimate power? So, I could just be being paranoid, but there's also another point I should mention about the assassin's knife. I will give him credit, the assassin's knife is of dragon-made craft. He kind of shows the blade and shows it all. But I know he was at Strahd. Does the Strahd leave me to control the blade, or does Strahd take it away?
He took it away.
He says, I took an inspection on the stiletto. The blade is of fine craftsmanship, definitely from the dragon's from their armory, I would imagine. Hell, probably cost quite a lot of coin to be made. However, though, I did check the documents in regards to the Sir's dealings with them, and in terms of offerings, anything could be offered in terms of goods, so could be a chance that Strahd also had the stiletto himself. Again, there's many possibilities and many questions to answer. That is why I could not. I tried to push Strahd to be open. I do not know how much of a truth serum will work, knowing his physiology, though.
Well, it's no loss trying it, and he did offer himself to using it on him, so to ease our or your concerns.
Only you could speak to a dead man.
It is strange that he is asking for it in large quantities, considering he only needs it for a couple of people, though.
Well, we know of the couple, but then post talking to them, you never know what you're gonna be uncovering and who else is in the coup.
Hmm.
Erland, in regards to this Witcher, do you think you can confront the Witcher? Let's say, without the eyes of Strahd.
Without the eyes of Strahd, I'm not sure, but I can definitely try. I was thinking maybe I could. He does like his drink. Maybe we could acquire one of the truth potions. I could just have a nice bingy night with the fellow. It'll be fun, and I'll uncover what's going on.
That was a sound plan, I would think. I'm going to actually, Dawn, if it's okay, I'm going to take a look around the room. Based on the stone in the room, I mean, I don't know how much you want to say that, because I definitely would think that Arfis would have offered his services to like assist with building the castle. How much of the Arfis is there potential that like there's like secret sort of passages or certain areas that like maybe people could listen into rooms so that like you can hear certain information to be passed by, perchance.
In this room specifically.
In this room, but also maybe in general the castle.
So in that case, give me a. Let's see. Give me a crafting.
Rafting, nice, my specialty. Wow. Oh fuck. Okay. 24. I got 9.
So you know
15.
specifically in this room
Mm-hmm.
there are no hidden doorways or any of the like. It wasn't. However, you do remember in the blueprints one time that you were kind of shown in order to construct certain parts of the castle that yes, there is quite a number of hidden doorways that leads from one place to another, kind of like shortcuts to get from one place to another in the castle. So it is possible to do that, but not in this room.
Not in this room, nice. Okay. And in that case, he kind of looks around. I also didn't mention any secrets you want to keep for ourselves. We could mention them in at least this room in particular. Castle was built for hidden passages and secret ways. If Strahd and Tatiana have any, let us say, eavesdroppers, this would be the hardest place for them to do so. Something to mention.
On that note, is there anyone on the other side of the door?
Do you want to check?
Sure. I'll move to by the door and just stick my ear to it.
Give me a. Give me an awareness check.
Is Piper's paranoia perchance going to play for this?
Oh, he could. No, but practice paranoia is more for surprise, traps and all
Okay.
that.
Alright.
16.
16.
With a 16, you hear the clunk of metal and voice muffled. The voice of Strahd muffled down the hallway. They seem to be approaching very soon.
Okay. I just move away then.
Within a minute or two from that moment, the doors swing open, and Strahd is accompanied by 3 other armed men. I would like to escort you to your, well, quarters for the night. If you just please follow these gentlemen, I will be going to bed. He kind of moves aside one of the guards and he makes his way out.
Well, as you said, Arvis, I think best rest and then we can speak to the lady in the morning.
Yes. Best to also just check in with her.
Right, everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Follow us, please.
Mm-hmm.
Stay in between.
Stay in between? How far is this?
Which guest rooms are we going to, perchance, Gosman?
We will be using the hall which will be used for prayer.
Ah, interesting.
And basically, they lead you
Mm-hmm.
to the backside. Obviously, Dorch, you know where they're taking you because you've already been in this room. And right. So
Is this the room with the sun?
yeah.
Oh boy! So as Arvis sees that, we're not in the room yet. Okay, now we're in the room.
So
Let us know we're in the room, Dom, because Arvis would definitely have a fit.
so they're leading you towards the that said room. Mano,
Mm-hmm.
bear with me a moment. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So the guards don't make any form of conversation with you guys. Just
Mm-hmm.
they lead you to the room, and so I'm just dragging your characters in.
Where? Because we don't see.
In here?
So
Oh, okay.
There we go.
the guards leave you, and here you are
Hello.
in the
So
temple.
it's the Temple of the Sun.
Wait,
Okay.
am I supposed to sleep here?
You just for a moment, Arthas just stares. He's frozen, it's like he's almost done to turn to stone.
300 rooms, and we get wooden benches.
I would have thought more highly of the Lord and the Lady and
Yes,
have
so
something
would I.
like this.
And get a bench each.
Yeah, Rotsa.
What's wrong?
Yeah, he's staring at the symbol of the Great Sun right now.
Have you never seen that thing before?
Oh, I have fucking seen that thing, alright. He picks like one of the benches with fury.
Oh, great. Let's make things that'll make Strahd like you more. Go on.
He kicks like one of the benches. He probably hurts his foot for sure on that. Starts to curse and probably spits on the ground like twice. Let out a string of like curses, all in Elder speech, like Nilfgaardian speech, like for sure. You hear him like spouting fire. Because I wish I could do that, but yeah, I couldn't. But he get kind of rails on a little bit before he. I'm gonna echo quick roll, see if he calms down or not after this, because this is a kind of an attack. Let's see, this is Curry. Will roll, I think. Yeah, Will.
So you need to
10.
compose yourself, basically.
Yeah, he's gonna try and compose himself, but because he, this is bad.
You're rattled.
Well, very. So this is a will check. What's the DV for this, Don? Do you think this is bad? This is like bad.
So, give me a give me a will save here. So just your will.
Just my will.
Yeah, your DC
difficulty
is set
high.
Is set at 7.
7. Okay. Not higher than that. Okay. Okay, 8. All right. He manages to. He does spit a bit on the ground. He does spit like twice on the ground. He does kind of fury a bit, but he does manage to kind of just compose. Grabs like from the. He's like holding his hand on the mace. He's almost ready to smash something, but he tightens on it and then lets go.
You've kind of thrown your pram out. Oh, your rattle out the pram, but you've managed to recollect yourself.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He just kind of goes. Rearranges the bench for
What you also see in front of you, just to give you a better idea, so over there you do see a statue, right? And that is actually the statue of the Emperor. So,
So
the Emperor of Nilfgaard.
He realigns the pew back to where it was. He kicked it away.
Are there rooms here? I think I'm seeing like a room to the top right and the bottom left.
Yes, there are 2.
Ah, okay.
2 rooms.
Even I would say, is there a third one on the like?
There is rooms here.
Yeah.
So Arthas is going to turn to all of you. Apologies for that.
Go on. I am curious now, though.
Isn't why I spouted shit and I spit on the floor of the great emperor?
Yes, specifically that.
Kind of shakes his head for a bit. He kind of gives a scratch. It's gonna be a long story if you're okay with it.
Well, how about an abridged version before we sleep?
He kind of nods for a bit. Give me one moment, because I need to look something specific, because I always forget. Where was he from? There it is. Okay, alright. So you kind of compose yourself. So, I do not know how much of you know of Nilfgaardian politics, but I was from one of their provinces, Matina. Quiet place. I just grew up in the village. When they started their expansion, I was recruited by the old lord of Medina, Valro, to defend against the Heathenous Empire proclaiming us. Of course, seeing as I am here now, we failed. We're doing quite well. Even found myself to be quartermaster by that point, but eventually we lost. The Blackflags are quite strong. Next thing I know, the village is part of Nilfgaard. And I am now Nilfgaardian. Not a peasant craftsman, became quartermaster to serve in the campaign. Yes, some of Guardian craftsmen. I guess I have it worse because I was also betrayed in that war.
By our own people?
Well, if you know Milgardian, they have spies everywhere. Every nook and cranny, they
we
have
do.
something.
Hmm.
But mine was my own apprentice.
Oh. Well, that would sting, yes.
May his soul rot wherever he is. So yes, I am not happy about this. I'm furious. I'm angry. Rather deface that statue over there.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as I'd be out of a job and I would probably have my head on a spike, I'd like to keep it that way to at least see my family grow a little bit older.
Well, you can always deface it subtly, where that in places that only you would know.
He kind of chuckles at that. Oh, that would be fascinating, but when I would say deface, I'd rather do it openly and provide be quite open about it. Though, knowing Strahd, he already knew my disdain.
Well, sometimes the subtle stuff can go a long way.
Whatever. That is why I have right now. I'm in distrust of Strahd. This is just mere past. That is all. Seeing all this just makes it worse. Apologies. I've best get some sleep. I'll be fine. We will see you all. I will see you all in the morning.
Before you leave, I think I recall you saying that he knows about your past, no?
I'm not sure, really. When I was hired by the son of the lord I served. Acquaintance. Do not know the relationship between them, but knowing that I was picked from a country such as that.
I must have been misremembering. I remember a few years back in the bar, he said something that startled you.
He said my last name. My full name is Arfis Ep Artan. I was given that for my service. But since I am no longer a man who serves the Valero company, might as well be a dead man walking. Might as well just call myself Arfis. I'm just an old man who's seen quite enough. You're all older than me anyway. You've seen much more worse shit than I did in my time.
I mean, everyone's shit is unique, I guess. But I'm just wondering if he wanted you to see this as a message.
Well, if you want to send a message, he already has me rattled enough. I wonder, should I try to deface him?
I'll be happy to help.
I might even hire you. Kind of chuckles to that before kind of giving you all a wave and heading to one of the rooms.
Clifford's already passed out on the bench. He laid down halfway through your story and decided, I'm staying here listening, and then I'll pass out.
He's gonna feel that in the morning.
Can I check the door then?
Yeah, you can definitely check it.
Is it open or? Oh, is it unlocked or is it locked?
It's unlocked.
It's unlocked. I listen to it.
Give me an awareness check.
Is there a keyhole by any chance as well in it?
There is a large keyhole, yeah. And just to also answer Lucia's question on the side, there is nothing that can help you sleep, unfortunately. Unless you want to read the you know, the sun god's scriptures.
Yes. What do the rooms contain? What's in the rooms?
Just a simple bed, a bedside
Okay, no, no.
table.
Okay, no. There are beds.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I think that's what they meant. I'm sleeping,
Yeah.
not at you.
You
John, you
could
said
read the sun god scriptures to Arthas while he sleeps.
Someone is going to be murdered.
yeah.
A
Someone is
second
Or at
person.
least the third
second
round.
person will be dead. And it will not just be a stab in the heart, it will be a defacing. Just like The Witcher.
what was that, Dord?
You said sorry. You said there was a keyhole or there
There
wasn't.
was, yes. There was a large one.
Okay, I will crouch down and look through it before I
From what you can
do anything.
see, pretty
Hmm.
much through the keyhole,
Yeah.
um, you notice that there's like a large cliffside, and then just the fresh air, stars. So you're on a cliffside here,
Oh.
and this leads you to pretty much that side of it.
Mm, okay. Let me do that awareness check then
Sure.
before I do anything else. Oh, nice.
23.
Mm.
You don't immediately notice from just looking through the keyhole, but as you really focus what there is, apart from it being a cliffside, um, there seems to be an unmarked grave. Freshly dug up, it would seem, from the little you can kind of from the corner of your eye, just to your left,
Hmm.
you do see that there is a the earth has been basically dug up and re-put down, and it's an unmarked grave. There is just a piece of wood stuck in, and a blank piece of wood just uncarved there.
Recollection. When we went back through the hall, was the body still on the stairs?
Yes.
Oh. Oh. Okay, I'm intrigued now. I open the door.
Okay. So you open the door, and in clear sight, you see that you are on this cliffside. You have about, give or take, 30 feet before you actually reach the edge of the cliff. And to your
Okay.
left, you do see what seems to be a around a medium-sized dug up piece of land,
Hmm.
right? With stones put around it. This is the unmarked grave.
Okay. Um. Can I? Do I get the feeling I'm being watched, or as in on the door, on the door frame? If I had to look up,
Mm-hmm.
would I see that like a windowsill that I could potentially be watched from?
Give me a practice paranoia.
Okay. So. Here we go. 18.
With an 18, you realize that as you look above from where you stand, you don't give away your position, but you notice that there's Lady Tatiana at a windowsill looking down
Oh.
in your section. On the edges further up, so basically the castle is about like 3 stories high.
Okay.
Further up on the edge of the side, you do see patrolling guards.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I look back into the room.
Mm-hmm.
I presume everyone's gone bar.
Clifford's
Clifford, is
still
it?
there. Yeah, he's on the.
You're fast
He's
asleep, right?
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you can wake him up if you wish, but he's currently asleep, definitely.
Yeah, I know. It's just. No, I'm going to play it good now. I'm still uncertain about how I stand with Strahd, so I close the door.
Okay.
And the floor is what? Rug, carpet, tile.
So you have these marble tiles, crimson red. You can see that what the markmanship of it basically is that of ruby, sapphire, kind of embedded to make that kind of glittery shine across as you look.
Okay. And I presume that the way we've come in is the only way into this room.
That's correct.
Um. In that case, I'll sleep. In the space between the room on the left and the statue on the floor with my bedroll.
Okay. So that would be here? No, here.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
If you like more tucked in, so that upon
Sure.
anyone opening the door.
So like that? Makes
Yeah.
sense? Cool.
Yeah.
Alright. So you all fall to sleep until the next morning, where you are awakened by soldiers of Strahd and ask you to join him for breakfast. And this is where we will just conclude our short session today.
Mhm.
Until next time, thank you very much, everyone, for being here,
Thank
playing
you.
with me, and thank you for anyone who's been watching. Good night.
Thank you very
No.
much.
Night.
Bye bye.